We had a product that we were selling called Proctofoam. And so I would bring into these doctors' offices these pictures of the rectum. And I would have to spray the Proctofoam out of the syringe into the rectum on the paper.
The views and opinions expressed by our guests are their own and do not reflect the views, positions, or endorsements of the Skittle Squad Podcast or its hosts.
Welcome to the Skittle Squad Podcast. My name is David Smith, and I'm here with my fantastic co-host.
I'm Paul Pfeiffer.
Hey, Paul, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Let's take a look at your t-shirt today.
It's in honor of MTV because it's an end of an era.
MTV, music
There's
television.
no more.
So give everyone, because I think something recently happened. Did they discontinue MTV?
They didn't discontinue MTV per se. They discontinued the music video portion.
Oh,
So
okay.
you'll still be able to see all the reality shows that MTV has.
Okay.
But you will not, they're not doing the music video portion.
So they're never playing music videos
Correct.
on music television ever
I
again.
know. Isn't that weird?
Wow. There was a couple of huge reality shows on MTV. Help me remember what they were.
Real World.
Was Real World on MTV?
Yeah. Started out on MTV.
Okay.
And then Road Rules.
Right.
Kind of was born out of Real World.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And then they had the other ones like,
Then there was the
16
challenge that
and
came out.
Pregnant and...
Oh, they had those shows
yeah,
too?
Teen Mom or whatever.
Oh, they had the Teen Mom
yeah,
one?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So a lot of different reality shows came out of that. But
Yeah.
I mean, why call it music television if you're not going to air music?
It is the
anymore?
end
It's
to an
sad.
era. I know, it's so sad. I was just watching a documentary on the clubs at the Disney space. I think it was called Pleasant Island or
Pleasure
Island.
Yeah.
Pleasure Island. And they had back in the day a bar/club that was only for music videos, and then it was the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
And so it was a huge hit back then.
Yeah, you used to go to the clubs and they would play music videos that matched what the DJ was playing. It was really super cool.
Now, when I think of music videos, there's one that immediately comes to my mind. Is there maybe like a couple, like the top of your mind, that you think of as like classic music videos?
The one, well, not necessarily classic, but maybe cutting edge at the time was Aha's Take On Me. Do you remember that music video? It was half live, half cartoon
Okay.
type
I
thing,
don't
which was
remember that.
really cutting edge at the time.
Okay.
The premise of it was that the band, the lead girl was reading a comic book.
Okay.
And the band was in the comic book, and they come out of the comic book and they're live.
I vaguely
yeah.
That was very
It
cutting
was very
edge.
cutting edge at the time.
Yes.
And it was a great video. And then, of course, Thriller, I mean, obviously,
Thriller
was
oh my goodness, that was huge.
cutting edge for that. And it was a long video. Like it was like a whole like mini movie
It
thing.
really was
Yeah.
a great production they put together
Yeah.
for that. One thing for me that I remember is The Girls Want to Have Fun with Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah.
They played that over and over. I swear, if Madonna wasn't around, she would have been so much bigger.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, Cyndi Lauper. I've always been a
Love her.
really big fan of hers. She's obviously, a huge supporter of the LGBTQ plus community, which True Colors, she's got the True Colors.
Yeah.
She opened for Cher for years.
Yeah.
And
that's when I first saw her. Was when she opened for Cher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really love her.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, she is great. Well,
So
I love the
sad to
t-shirt.
say,
Yeah.
And then the other part is that it's a hamburger, and I'm watching what I eat now, so it's like this is the only way I can have a hamburger.
Well,
so.
how long has it been since you had like a hamburger?
Oh my
do you
God.
think?
I don't think I've had a hamburger since back when we were in the studio and we went to, we used to always go to the diner.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I think that's the last time I've had a burger.
Wow.
Yeah.
The last time I had a hamburger was, I think, maybe like 10 hours ago.
Oh, really?
I had one last night.
Oh, okay. I'm so jealous.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was telling you, because you are on this amazing weight loss journey.
Yes.
But you got to treat yourself a little bit here and there.
I know. But then I feel so guilty.
I know, but I'm telling you, just treat yourself. Have like that one piece of pizza or have like a burger occasionally. Because then, I don't know about you, when I was like really strict with my dieting, I would just like break and I'd eat a whole pizza like at once.
I know.
But anyway.
I know, it sucks.
So thinking about maybe back to when we were in high school or like early 20s, any worst jobs that you ever had before?
Yes. So there used to be a campground near my hometown.
Okay.
They sold memberships to the campground.
Okay.
So in other words, it was kind of like one of those timeshare things, but it was a camping timeshare thing where you could buy a membership and you could camp at all these different campgrounds in the United States for free. Well,
okay.
I got hired on to be a tour guide.
Oh.
And my responsibility was to show potential customers the property.
Okay.
And then try and get them to buy a membership. So it was straight commission for one. And it was like so much pressure because it was like if you sucked at the job, and I think I was there for 3 or 4 months, only sold one membership.
Oh, okay.
Like they would get on your ass about it.
Okay.
Like, you know, you're not selling, you need to do this, you need to do that.
Sales is hard.
It was so hard.
Yeah, sales is hard.
And then right after that, I went into a job at the pizza place, the local pizza place that we had. And the first thing they did was they put me in the back in the kitchen, which, you know, I don't cook. So it was a disaster. Like I was the slowest pizza maker ever. And they were like, okay, this is not going to work. Although I could throw the dough.
Oh, fine. Okay.
Yeah. And do that.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, let me wait tables.
Okay.
And at the time he had no male waiters. They were all female waiters. So he said, okay, I'll give you a shot.
You were the token male.
I was the token male waiter at this pizza place, and I pulled in more tips than the girls did.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was really good at that.
Cutie patootie pizza waiter.
Really yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. I love that.
I was a twink then too. So.
Oh, wow. So you were dealing with, I'm guessing, sometimes with demanding customers. I mean,
oh, yeah.
Because I think waiters really are probably not appreciated as much as they should be appreciated because they're really dealing with every whim of every person that they're waiting on.
Yeah. And then you would get people like, you know, because I've mentioned this before, I was bullied in high school. So you would get people
that would like almost bully
that were not your friends that you had to wait on.
Oh,
it
wow.
was like,
awkward.
I'm like,
that
I don't
is
want that
awkward.
table.
Oh my gosh.
And this place, it was actually a split shift. So you would work lunch and then you would be off for 2 or 3 hours and then you would come back in for dinner.
Oh, okay.
So, and if you were opening, you were responsible for setting up the salad bar, you know, and prepping it and all that.
Yeah.
And if you were closing, you were responsible for taking down the salad bar. I hated that.
Well,
I was like, ugh, this is the most annoying.
Well, that's very manual. That's very manual.
It is because you're prepping it and then, you know, and then you're taking it down and, you know.
I mean, I've had some manual jobs. I was a dishwasher once in a busy restaurant, kind of like a Houlihan's or a Hillstone or something like that. That was rough.
Yeah.
I mean, they would have these pans half the size of this table and you would have to like scrub them out.
No.
In these huge industrial size sinks. It was crazy.
No.
I had a job over spring break one year where we were cleaning up litter along the highway. And the things that people dispose along the highway,
I can just imagine.
I can't get into additional detail, but that was really
I can
manual.
just imagine. One I had later on in life, like I was within my professional career, and I won't name the company, but let's just say it was a different financial institution than the one I worked at before. The manager that I had, I was the only male on her team. And she was such a man-hater that she made my life absolutely miserable the whole time I was there.
Wow.
I mean, to the point where I had to go to the doctor and get anxiety medication because it was so stressful to be in that type of environment.
Yeah.
And then I ended up leaving because I was like...
Well, they say your manager makes or breaks it usually.
Yeah. She was the worst manager I had ever had in my entire life.
Yeah.
Like, I just... and I would never, ever recommend that place
Oh, wow.
to anyone working.
It's a large financial institution.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
One other.
I'll tell you offline who it was.
Okay. Well, I think I know already, but I mean, yeah, we won't say on camera. I was going to say really quick, one job that I had in my professional adult career was pharmaceutical sales representative.
Oh, okay.
And we had a product that we were selling called Proctofoam. And so I would bring into these doctors' offices these pictures of the rectum. And I would have to spray the Proctofoam out of the syringe into the rectum on the paper. Yes, that was literally one of my jobs.
I can't.
I know. Can you believe it? It was crazy. It was a small pharmaceutical company out of Little Rock, Arkansas. And it was probably early 90s, right? And they flew me down there for 2 weeks for training. And I had never been to Little Rock. Whoa. I was just in shock.
Yes.
I was driving into the office one morning. I had the local radio station on. And on the radio, I don't know if you remember back at this time, they would like throw out questions and then they would ask people to call in.
Yeah.
So the DJ says, okay, we're going to have people call in. We want to know what you think is worse. If your son or daughter married a black person or if your son or daughter came out as gay. And then that was the conversation for the morning on the radio
Arkansas,
show.
So
I was absolutely mortified. I'm like, where am I?
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that crazy to think about that?
So what? Let's go back to this pharmaceutical thing. Like, what was that used for? Like, what was the purpose
hemorrhoids.
of that? Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
hemorrhoids.
Okay. Did you sell a lot of it?
Oh, gosh. It was a new market. And so, yeah, it was a very hard. No, I don't think so. Mm-mm.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was a new market I was in. And, oh, my gosh. So sometimes I could be a little bit of a smart ass, right?
No, you?
I was in an auditorium for one of the meetings for this company, and there was maybe like 80 or 90 of us, and then they had like the CEO and the CFO and like the sales leaders all on stage, and they were going person by person, asking what their sales were for the quarter and then what their goal would be for the next quarter. Well, again, this market was brand new. I had like $26 in sales. So they're like, okay, Cleveland territory, what's your sales? I'm like, okay, my sales for the last quarter were $26.75. And for the next quarter, I'm planning to get to $27. And boy, oh boy, did they not think that was funny. Oh, they were so angry. Yeah, so needless to say, I've been a smartass my entire life.
They didn't want to be the butt of your joke.
Yeah, literally. And that whole time that we were there practicing, just spraying that Proctofoam up that rectum.
My God.
On that picture. Yeah, it was the craziest thing I've ever had to do as far as like a job goes.
Wow.
So anyway, speaking of doctors.
I know.
We do have a really exciting guest today, Dr. Bob Wallace.
Yeah.
So we will be chatting with him in just a minute. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Like, follow, and subscribe to the Skittle Squad Podcast on YouTube, Spotify, and all social media platforms.
Welcome back. Today's guest is a longtime Tampa Bay physician and community health advocate who founded Love the Golden Rule, a nonprofit clinic dedicated to inclusive, compassionate care, especially for HIV, hepatitis C, and gender-affirming health services. Welcome, Dr. Bob. We're excited to have you on today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here. I really appreciate your time.
Yes, it's so great to have you on the show. There's so much we could talk about. Maybe we just jump into really what inspired you to found Love the Golden Rule.
Well, I've actually been practicing here now for 43 years.
Oh, wow,
and
okay.
I was one of the first HIV physicians back in the 80s. Mm-hmm. So I had a private practice until about 2000. Okay. And then I had a chance to go work in the pharmaceutical industry for 7 years. Took a little time off. I came back, and what really inspired me with Love the Golden Rule is I was working at the health department. And the health department then put me on the medical mobile van going to all of the homeless shelters. And I saw so many people with hepatitis C.
Okay.
And my advantage of having been in the pharmaceutical industry is I knew there were treatments coming for hepatitis C. We can cure hepatitis C in 8 weeks.
Okay.
100% cure rate
Wow.
with the drugs that we have available today. So I opened Love the Golden Rule, particularly for that initial population.
Okay.
But all of my former patients found me
Oh,
as
interesting.
I reopened
Okay.
Love the Golden Rule. So now I'm seeing patients that I've been taking care of now since 1987.
Oh, that's
Wow.
absolutely amazing.
Yeah, still,
wow.
still have them.
I feel very, very honored that you're my doctor.
Well, thank you.
Yes. So anyway, that's so great. So Love the Golden Rule is a completely nonprofit clinic.
Correct.
Maybe talk about the types of services that you offer that might be more unique than other clinics.
Well, our main focus, we did not take any federal funding money. So we
Okay.
don't have the Ryan White grants that the other organizations do to provide AIDS care.
Okay.
So our main focus is primary care and specialty care for all of these patients who can't find anyone to take care of them. So we've been helpful. What we will do is if patients are working and don't have insurance, we'll see them for $60 a visit.
okay.
If we have patients who have absolutely nothing and show us that they're dedicated to get better, we'll see them and help them.
Oh, that's amazing. So you definitely help with hepatitis C patients,
Correct.
HIV,
And now transgender care.
and now transgender.
Gender affirming care is in a sense a double-edged sword.
Okay.
Mainly because we're threatened by our government for providing care. For example, if I were to provide care to a minor, I could go to jail.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's why most of the families with children have moved out of state because they cannot get here in the state of Florida.
Okay. So you founded Love the Golden Rule in 2013,
Right.
but you also have another clinic.
I do. We have the Willie Walton Memorial Clinic. It's down on 16th Street South, just at 15th Avenue South. And we opened that about 4 years ago. And Willie was one of my favorite patients. He was one of my patients from 1988 who was told he wouldn't live.
Oh my goodness.
He was HIV positive. He won't mind me sharing his history because he was very open about it. And he was one of my first volunteers when I opened Love the Golden Rule. He had been a patient of mine up until 2000. And when he
Okay.
found that I was back, he came back to me and started volunteering. And then we ended up hiring Willie once he got past disability time where he could have an income. And unfortunately, he went downhill in 2022 and passed away in October. So we decided with his family to make this the Willie Walton Memorial Clinic.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. And then where's that located at?
It's at 1517 16th Street South.
Okay.
It's in a little strip mall right near, drawing a blank on the name of the school, but it's
Okay.
near one of the local schools down south. But no, it's been there and it's a small clinic. I got to design it and we help rehab and build out the clinic. So it's a nice little personal clinic. We have a nurse practitioner named Robin Taylor
Okay.
who is there all the time now, and she is the main provider. She has been working, Robin needs a shout out as well. She's
Absolutely.
been doing homeless care for many years. She spends her weekend going to Williams Park,
Okay.
other homeless areas, providing care and wound care
Oh,
and blood pressure treatment and care. And now she has a brick and mortar building to continue her work.
Oh, that's
So that's a
amazing.
lot of what goes on at the Willie Walton Clinic.
Okay.
And it is Love the Golden Rule, and it's been her clinic.
That's amazing. They're just basically just an area of the community that's very underrepresented. So it's great that she's able to help all those
Right, and I
folks.
put that clinic there specifically. One of the things about HIV that we need to know is that the most rapidly growing group of HIV patients are young women of color.
Oh, okay.
So we have to make sure that we're doing something to represent that population, and what better neighborhood to go to. I had become a very active member of Mount Zion Church down on the south side. I was the only white guy in the congregation. Everybody knew me as Dr. Bob because I was a unique figure there. And so it gave me an opportunity to work with the population that really is in need and be represented in that population so that we could get people to come and see us for help.
Wow, that's really great. And you have a lot of history with the HIV meds, right?
I do.
Yeah.
I saw my first patient in 1983.
Okay.
I opened a private practice in 1987. The clinics that I had worked to prior to that time did not want me doing AIDS care in their clinics.
Oh.
This was such a taboo topic to discuss, and people were afraid, which was reasonable. We didn't know how it was spread. We knew it was deadly. Any patients that we tested during that time usually died within 6 months.
Oh, wow.
So I got involved and did 14 different clinical trials for HIV care. And the people that are walking around today, and I love you all, are people who got into clinical trials. And we were able to help them bridge them until the newer drugs became available.
And so just kind of maybe for everyone's edification, what is the current treatments look like for HIV? I mean, is it just you're undetectable? Or?
We have a number of once-a-day products.
Okay.
One pill once-a-day product with very, very minimal side effects.
Okay.
And they are truly, in my opinion, magical, and they're miracle drugs. Having been here when we had patients taking 26 pills a day with side effects so bad they could not leave their house.
Oh, wow.
Right.
And this is really true. The GI side effects of these drugs were so bad, people could not leave their homes. So I helped with the development of the first one pill once a day pill. It was called a Tripla. And now it's been passed over by newer drugs that are better and easier to take.
Okay.
We now also have injectable medications for pre-exposure prophylaxis. That's another big area of our practice, is that we want all of our patients, heterosexual and homosexual patients, to be on PrEP to help prevent the spread of HIV. We now continue to prevent the spread by having patients undetectable. Their viral loads are undetectable, so they cannot transmit the virus.
Okay.
So that's the purpose. And PrEP is 99.7% effective with the oral pill today.
Okay.
There's now an injection every 2 months. And there is an injection drug called Yestugo, which is now every 6 months.
Oh, wow.
So patients can get prophylactic treatment every 6 months. It's a double injection that we give them in the office. And it's being covered by insurances.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes.
Okay. That's really great education. I was going to ask you about PrEP, so I'm glad that you said that.
Not all insurances cover it, but there
Okay.
are insurance companies that are covering the new drug every 6 months.
Do you see, I'm sure you're very involved with the HIV research and things like that. Do you see a cure coming for HIV?
There are treatments that are as close as we can get.
Okay.
You know, we're working with neutralizing antibodies, and
Okay.
there's all these new products that are antibody driven for a lot of different disease states. And the most recent one that I had seen at the last International AIDS Conference was one that gets into the lymph node area and can treat the virus where it's living. We can clear the plasma. We have the plasma undetectable, but there are reservoirs. And the goal in trying to cure HIV is the reservoir.
Okay.
Now, there is a cure available for HIV, but it's not ethical and it's not practical. That would be a bone marrow transplant.
Okay.
There are people who have two mutations in their system called the Delta 32 mutation. They received one from their mother and one from their father. Those people do not get infected with HIV. It's less than 1% of the whole population in the world.
Okay.
But there have been cases. The first patient was known as the Berlin patient. And this was years ago. He had leukemia. And he went through 2 transplants from a donor who was Delta 32 positive. He remained clear of AIDS until he died from other causes.
Wow.
So there have been a few more patients that have been cured. But again, it's not practical to think that a bone marrow transplant is the treatment for HIV. So the word cure is real. There are some other things coming that are allowing patients to take a year off of therapy. And they maintain themselves. And then at about a year, the virus starts to rear again. even with continued treatment of the medication. So that is yet to be removed. Vaccines are still, Bill Clinton said we would have a vaccine in 5 years. We still don't have a vaccine.
Wow.
This virus is too smart. And it's just the kind of thing that many, many, many millions of dollars have been soaked into vaccine therapy. And most of us in the industry will roll our eyes and say, please, let's find something.
Right.
Let's find something.
Yeah.
But I think a vaccine is still not yet in our hands.
So kind of taking it full circle here, and I know some of this might be feel very basic, but how can people protect themselves from HIV?
Well, condoms are certainly the best. Condoms are what we continue, even patients on PrEP, they're coming in with syphilis, gonorrhea, chlamydia, and we have to continue to treat them. That's why if you're on PrEP, you see your doctor every 3 months.
Okay.
And every 3 months we do STI testing, sexually transmitted infection testing.
Okay.
And we find in the clinical trials, about 30% of the men participating in the clinical trials had an STI at 3 months.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So that's why we go every 3 months.
Wow. Okay. So really just back to the basics. Use condoms.
Back to the basics. Use condoms. Yeah. You're still not going to be protected from these other infections.
Do you feel like that's the biggest challenge in the community, is that people think, okay, I'm on PrEP, so I don't have to worry about anything?
It is.
Yeah.
And people will deny it. In terms of, well, I'm on PrEP, I'm okay. Well, how many of your last 5 partners were negative for STIs?
Right.
You don't know that.
Right.
You don't know that. And we have patients that have 5 partners a day, Grindr and all the other Scruff and other websites that are out there.
Yeah.
People are active and very active.
Right.
And so we want to protect everyone. So we give that message, don't forget condoms are still what we need to prevent the STI.
So for folks that are really sexually active, or maybe just sexually active in general, what do you recommend for that testing period? Is it every 3 months to get
every
tested?
Every 3 months. And now
STIs?
there is a treatment called doxypep.
Okay.
Post-exposure prophylaxis. You take 2 doxycycline tablets within 72 hours after having sex.
Okay.
It's been shown to prevent syphilis by 67% and also reduces the risk of gonorrhea. It's not 100%, folks. It's not 100%. But we have a lot of people on doxypep, and I will tell you from experience in our practice, the rate of syphilis is down in our population.
Oh, okay.
And I do accredit it to doxypep.
Oh, interesting. That's great news, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
So you're definitely multifaceted.
I am.
We were chatting about a book you're working on.
I am. My book the title is The Man Lola Thinks I Am. Lola is my 13-year-old Dachshund Yorkie mix called Dorkies.
So cute.
She's adorable, and she is a little heart thief. My sister was just visiting, and she swore she was going to put her in her suitcase and take her home.
Cute.
And everybody who meets Lola feels that way. But I want to be the man that my pet thinks I am. And that's the whole purpose of my book. I've not always been that person.
Okay.
And I have a history of, anger, irritation, alcoholism, situations that affected my ability to be a nice person.
Okay.
And so I live my day every day by the golden rule.
Right.
I make sure if I have offended someone, I pray every night. If I've done something wrong, I correct it within 24 hours. Mm-hmm. That's my new life and the new person. And I want to be that person, and I want more people to be that person. The Love the Golden Rule was about respect. And I think that a lot of what's wrong in our whole society is we've completely forgotten respect.
Absolutely.
The Golden Rule was taught in schools when I was in school, but it's based in the Bible, so it can't be taught in school anymore. And my first year, I actually had a motor home, and I traveled the country handing out wristbands, Love the Golden Rule wristbands, asking people if they knew the Golden Rule. Oh. And I really wish I had a videographer with me. I would go into parks. I would talk to people in line at checkout. I got that from my mother. She always talked to everybody. I do too. But I would say, hey, do you know the Golden Rule? And it was definitely age related. People under 30 would say, he who has the gold makes the rules. It was consistent. I heard it over and over. They had no concept of what it meant to treat other people the way you want to be treated yourself. If they were 40 or above, if they went to private school and you started it, they knew it.
Okay.
They may not be able to recite it, but they knew what the golden rule was compared to people in public schools. They didn't. People over 50, if you asked them the golden rule, if you started it, they finished it.
Right.
And people over 60 told you what it was.
Wow. That's
So
interesting.
it was a great social experiment. And that's why I continue to promote the golden rule, is that we have to learn to treat other people the way we want to be treated ourselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would say living by example is one way to get that messaging out.
Mm-hmm.
But how else can we do that?
Well, I think that, again, teaching our children, it starts in the home.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we need to do it. But so many people who are parents never learned the golden rule
You're
either.
right. Yeah.
So how do we get that message out? Well, I'm here trying to get the message out. My book will help hopefully promote that. And I'm really hoping for a successful book.
Yeah, speaking of the book, it sounds like maybe at some point you had a turning point where you mentioned that maybe you weren't living the way you wanted to live. Can you talk about, did you have a turning point at some point?
I did. It came about, I had a partner named George who was truly my soulmate. We met in 2001, shortly after 9/11. We got together in 2002. He was an AIDS patient, and I knew he was undetectable. So we had a very wonderful, healthy relationship, including intimacy. But he developed non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. And when he was diagnosed, all of the doctors told me he would live 3 months, and just to make him comfortable. But George was not that kind of person. George taught me about forgiving people. He had been abused by his mother sexually from the time he was 3 until he was 7. He forgave her and actually went looking for her and found her homeless.
Oh, wow.
And brought her into a nursing facility, and he provided her care and became her guardian.
Oh, wow.
So George taught me, and that was a turning point for me in my life, is you have to forgive people. Carrying resentment, we say, is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die.
Right.
It won't happen. So
Yeah.
why carry resentment?
Yeah.
Why continue to have resentments? And that's what I work on every day, is making sure I haven't developed a resentment. But more importantly, making sure that I pray about something at night. I'm not a religious person, but I am a very spiritual person. I believe that there's a power running the universe, and it's not me.
Well, thank you for sharing that story with us, because that's really powerful. Yeah, absolutely. Paul, did you have any questions for Dr. Bob?
Yeah, I was just curious. So in the medical field, you're treating a whole bunch of different patients. They become your patients for a while. Is there attachment to
Very
your
much.
patients? And how does that, like if it turns out in a bad way, how do you kind of separate yourself from that?
Well, through a lot of therapy. And it took a lot of therapy. I buried over 600 people during the AIDS era. And I always believed I could have done something more. So what I've learned in my last few years, if I have a death, I go inward and I think that I didn't do enough. And I have a wonderful therapist who has really helped me understand PTSD.
Okay.
And that's what I experience is PTSD. When I lose someone, I go back to thinking of all of my friends that I lost. We all lost our friends. Anybody in our age group, at 70 and above, we lost all of our friends.
Yeah.
And so PTSD is a real entity, and I encourage people to seek therapy and seek help. You don't have to go through the stress and anxiety that I was going through, not realizing that that's what it was. My therapist is the one who pointed it out to me, is that you experience PTSD.
Wow.
So
that's really powerful. Yeah, that's great that you have that awareness. So many people in the community, doctors, nurses, people helping the general population experience this type of grief.
we do.
Losing these patients. And so I think it's kind of powerful to talk about, because I don't think it's talked about that often.
Well, while we were doing clinical research, we would meet every 3 months. So doing 14 trials, I was at conferences almost every weekend.
Okay.
We would spend 7 a.m. to 6 o'clock at night learning and trying to figure out what we could do to save people. And we had a support group. And I went in, and one woman got very upset with me because I go to funerals. And I still do that with my patients. If something happens and I can be there, I will be there, because I helped watch them through their entire journey.
Yeah.
And I want to be part of their passing on. and they're passing, and to be with the families to support them in what they're doing. So I go to funerals, and one woman in the group was just so upset with me. She says, "That is so depressing. That's so bad." I said, "Look, you have to close a chapter to open a new one. Right? So why not go celebrate the life of someone you lost and be ready to take care of more?"
Wow.
And that was how I got through it.
Very powerful, very impactful. Let's maybe transition to your future vision for Love the Golden Rule.
Love the Golden Rule. Now we have, I have let go of being the manager and CEO of the company.
Okay.
We have an organization that is operating us, but we are still a nonprofit clinic. Love the Golden Rule. And it has helped me. Starting the beginning of the year, I'll be working half days. I don't plan to retire. It's very hard on me because to call and get an appointment now, it's 8 weeks to get in to see me. And I hate that. But with the amount of energy we're putting into transgender care right now, which is necessary, these people have been left kicked to the curb with no help. And that's been my life. Even the hepatitis C people, I got a lot of flack because I will treat patients who are still actively using drugs. Because the point is, every person that we cure from hepatitis C saves 20 more lives if they're still out there using drugs. Wow. Why wouldn't we treat someone?
Right.
You know, the gastroenterologists have been critical of me. There have been people that have criticized, and I said, nope. You know, that's been my life. I've always been there for the underdog. I've always been there for the people who no one would see.
Wow.
And I have been blessed. My whole life is a blessing. And I think this book is hopefully going to be a way to help expand my life. As I said, I don't plan to retire. And everybody asks me that. I hit 70 last summer, and the whole idea of retirement is just a fantasy for me. I just don't see. Right. I don't see myself retiring.
Well, I'm glad you answered that question, so I don't have to ask it.
Yes. Yeah, I don't plan to retire, but it's nice to think I'm going to get to slow down. You know, I've wanted to do things like volunteer for the SPCA and Friends of Strays, and be able to go in and hug these little animals that are homeless. And I'm just hoping I won't want to adopt everyone.
Oh, right.
You know, that's a risk that we take in going into that field of care. But I just feel there's so much more to be done in the world. And as long as I'm able and capable, I'm going to be doing it.
Yeah, thank you so much for everything you're doing for the community. I couldn't thank you enough. Talking about the book, I know maybe it's a little premature. Do you have maybe an idea of when it might be out?
I have 2 more chapters to write.
Okay.
I am meeting with someone this month to talk about publishing.
Oh, fine.
He has written 3 books on his own, so he's being my mentor. And as soon as we have the publishing in place, I expect that the book will be out hopefully by the spring.
Oh, that's exciting.
Nice.
That's fast.
That's great.
Well, we definitely look forward to that. Please share that with us so we can let our viewers know that is available. Paul, did you have any final questions for Dr. Bob?
I don't think so. I think I'm good.
So, Dr. Bob, there's so much that we could kind of maybe wrap with. Is there any message you want to leave with the audience? Or obviously we want folks to be able to reach you. They can go on your website, I'm sure. But maybe what's your final thoughts?
My final thought for most everyone is hug your family, hug your friends, tell people you love them. There's nothing wrong with saying I love you. And I think that we need more compassion in our country. All doctors now are retiring. I went to my 40th medical school reunion, and out of 120 doctors, only 12 showed up. I was the only one still in full-time practice.
Oh, wow.
With the government restrictions, insurance interference, the documentation, we're all saying, had enough.
Wow.
So I'm grateful I have a team behind me that helped me get through all of that. We have a wonderful staff at Love the Golden Rule, and we have a great team. So just remember, treat other people the way you want to be treated yourself. That's important.
A very powerful message. Thank you for sharing that. Paul, if people wanted to find the Skittle Squad, how could they reach us?
So if you'd like to be a guest on the Skittle Squad podcast, or you'd like to be a sponsor of the show, you can reach us at contact@theskittlesquad.com.
Dr. Bob, thank you so much again for being on today.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on our socials. Share with your family and friends. It makes a huge difference. We appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.